Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is the first video of 2021, and I thought let's talk about India's largest jewelry brand, Tanishq. So Tanishq starts with the letter T and is of course associated with the Tata group of companies, which also starts with T. And another very important thing that customers look for is T, which is trust. And there is no debate about it that Tata is the most trusted brand of India. So when you think about Tanishq, it brings you back to the legacy jewelry market, where you've got your average Indian buying gold over the ages through the so-called trusted family jeweler. And Tanishq was formed in about 1994 as a subsidiary of Titan Industries, with the view of manufacturing 18 karat jewelry with watches. And what happened is, as we spoke about in my last video of Tiffany's, the Indian consumer is not really fascinated with 18 karat because the whole view of buying Indian jewelry is around investment, and Indians love 22 karat and upwards. So when Tanishq decided to enter the market, they did not get it right initially. In fact, it took them about 8 years to break even on their investments, and they were loss-making till as early as 2002. And there were a certain change of strategies they had to adopt to adapt themselves to the Indian market and leave that elitist kind of persona that they had created for themselves in 1994 when they were established. So Tanishq was founded in 1994 by Xerxes Desai. And how did they come up with the name? So Tan, if you break up Tanishq into two parts, Tan and Nishq, Tan means body and Nishq means ornament. So that is a little bit of trivia of how they came up with the name Tanishq. So coming back to the way Indians shopped for gold jewelry, Tanishq had a very uphill task ahead. They had to break the mindset of the Indian consumer who bought from the so-called trusted jeweler. So they came up with a very innovative idea called, let's test the gold that is actually being sold to consumers. And they bought these machines which were called the carat meter. The carat meter basically tells you about the purity of gold. And that is where they exposed the flaw of the Indian jeweler, who has been tricking the consumer for generations. So what happened is these machines came at quite a premium. It was 10 lakhs for each machine that they had to buy. And consumers started trickling into their stores, and they launched this purity scheme where they said, okay, let's come and test your jewelry. So people came in, they brought in their jewelry, and many of them left disappointed. You would find out that what you paid 22 karat for was actually 17 to 18 karat or even 19 karat. And that was a very big disappointment for the Indian consumer. Now, when you identify a problem, if you do it without identifying a solution, you set yourself up for failure. And while carat meter was a very good way of exposing the jewelry market, it was not necessarily a way to capture the jewelry market. So what do you think Tanishq did? So it was around 2001-2002 when Xerxes Desai, who is the founder of Tanishq, actually left the business. So in 2001, Harish Bhatt was brought in to replace Xerxes, who was basically retiring from his position at Tanishq, and he had an uphill task ahead of him, because since the brand was founded in 1994, this was a loss-making brand. They were not really able to break the consumer market, and in spite of the carat meter, they were not able to capture the customer. So what happened is, they had a conference in one of the Tata Group hotels in Goa, Fort Aguada, and the chief operating officer, Jacob Kurian, was trying to rack his brains. He used to have a lot of town halls because he wanted to understand why is it that consumers, while they know that they are being tricked by their family jeweler, why are those sales not being diverted into Tanishq? And so he was basically a Bangalore based guy. He went to one of the stores in Dickinson Road very close to where I live. And he started spending time on the shop floor. What he found out was that he saw a woman come to the carat meter and she showed her jewelry there, and she left extremely disappointed, finding out that her 22 carat was actually 17 carat. And he wanted to figure out why this lady would not buy from Tanishq now. So he went and asked her, so I see that you found out that your jewelry is not, what you thought it would be. What stops you from buying from us? So she says, you've identified a problem, but you've not really come up with a solution. And this is when he actually started thinking about the consumer. Now that we know we have a problem historically with the traditional jeweler, what are we going to do about it? So he spoke to his CFO, who literally had a heart attack, because he told his CFO, let us launch this scheme called Impurity to Purity. So what basically is that? You bring in your jewelry, you get it checked out in the carat meter. Even if it is up to 17 carat jewelry, Tanishq will replace it for you free of charge and replace it with 22 carat jewelry. All you will pay is the making charges. And then there was a flurry of customers. Turnover of Tanishq today is about 20,000 crore, and there's no looking back for them. Tanishq, which was basically a loss-making proposition for the Titan Group, today accounts for as much as 40% of the business, and it is the largest brand in terms of jewelry in India, the largest organized brand. So that's a little bit about the success of Tanishq, how they changed their mindset, how they adapted to consumers. Success never happens overnight. It happens through hard work, it happens through talking to your customers, it happens through identifying problems, but most importantly coming up with solutions. So this is also the way in which Tanishq won the heart of consumers when it came to the purchase of diamond jewelry, because if you buy diamonds from Tanishq, you can get almost 90 to 100% of the value of your diamonds back if you go to sell it to them. So they've done a lot of things to build customer trust. They have this 10-point system of how they retain their customers and what are their core values. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments what you'd like me to cover in my next video. I'll see you at the next. Thank you.